can do that. And when I started looking them up, I realized that it's a piano stool, and that it normally has, it functions with a top seat that, raises and lowers, and it, on a large beveled, not beveled, but, tined screw up and down. But someone had removed it years ago and filled it in where the mechanism would go. So I looked it up online, and just for curiosity to see how much it would be to buy a new mechanism, and it's prohibitive. So it was about $50 just for the screw attachment. And then I wouldn't mind building the seat out of some kind of wood on my own and upholstering it. So that part would be fine, but I didn't want to spend the $50 to get that mechanism. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just fashion a new seat for the top with some nice padding. It will be a very low stool. So I wanted to catch up with you and just show you what I have done. I did look to see if I had any more of my architectural stripper, and I don't, and it's quite expensive to buy it, and I'm not ready to invest in it yet. So what I'm going to do is I am going to repaint this, and what I did was I filled in some of the cracks and bends, which I probably will adjust along the way. But I'm waiting for this one to dry. And yeah, I'm going to repaint this. There are two glass balls in the feet that do not move. Now, either they have been like that for a very long time, or they were made like that, and I actually don't really know. So if you want to leave a comment, go ahead and leave one. But there's literally a flat surface on two consecutive legs, and then the two opposite legs have a free spinning glass ball that don't have much wear. What I did was I polished it as much as I could, and I am going to try a little bit of toothpaste. I know that works on the headlights pretty well, so I actually forgot to bring it with me today, but I will try it. Not too. So I have a chip brush, a detail brush, and some water in my mixer. And I'm going to start with a little bit of detail right here on these claws. %, alcohol, and spraying it on a Q-tip into a jar. And I'm going to gently try, there we go, try to remove the paint. You have to wait until the paint is dry around the ball, otherwise it just keeps up. You have to wait while the alcohol dries, because I don't want it to take the paint off of the claws. So yeah, so I'm just going to take my time and do that, but I just wanted to show you. Okay, so this has had, the primer and a million coats of the black chalk paint, and it's nice and dry. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put on the metal leaf adhesive, and I'm using the speedball. There's all kinds of these things, so yeah, hopefully that will be visible. There it is. So yeah, and I have two small detail brushes. This one is for doing around near the claws, over the feet, over the glass ball, and this brushy one I'll use on the upper, on the turnings. So, and I'm going to try to do this neatly. It's kind of hard because this is so fragile, but what I'm going to do is try to tear an even piece of my foil here. And I can push it into the edges with this. Now, whatever's left showing, I don't know, I may leave that or I may try to fill it. So I measured this and then put this on here and measured it again for the top of the stool. I'll try this side. So I got this pad through Amazon because I figured I wouldn't buy a big one like I usually do. And I was like, has everything gone up like 100%? Because I paid the same amount of money for this, less than half of what I usually get, and got this little tiny piece. This just, I don't have to do this, but it helps me keep a straight line. And I know, or I believe, the best way to cut these is with an electric knife, which I do not have. So I'm going to make do with this. So I'm going to try to be neat with my razor. So not too bad. I'm going to spray some adhesive. Hopefully this is going to work out right. Let me see. I'm going to do the larger sides first to give me something to grip onto. You'll see why. These sides are a little bit shorter, so I want to make sure I can pull them. And I'm going to go close. That's usually what I do. Okay. Close meaning close to this edge, so that when I put my fabric over, I can go out a little bit. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Now what is my fabric for the seat. Whoa, hopefully I have enough. I thought I had a little more than this. Let's see. I mean, if I have to, I can go out and buy more fabric, but oh no, I've got plenty. I have plenty. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to actually going to leave a little more than that. And I can look at this pattern and make that in the center. So you've seen me do upholstery, reupholstery before, and well, this is a new upholstery, I guess, technically, right? Let me take a look at this. I usually do opposites. I'd rather look at it now and move it before I go too far. But I think that's good. I think that's good. I don't know if you can see that from there. So now I'm just going to go in between each side, and I won't force you to watch this. I'm skipping some places because I plan to put hot glue that will hold it temporarily until the regular glue sets up. don't know. I think I'll just use the hot glue with this, only because it's so easily reversible. I am just going to have to use a lot of it though. And I guess I have to kind of keep my eye on it to make sure it's level. Hi, thank you for watching this week's video. This week I took a little stool that was in quite poor condition, and I had gotten it from an old barn, and it was really dirty and really chipped, and it had a lot of cracks and chips in it. And I did use wood filler on it. I opted not to take the finish off because I didn't have a good lead removal stripper to do that, so I just left it. I covered it with a primer and with a black chalk paint. I did a black glaze on it. We did gold leaf. I made the glass balls in the claw feet as good as I could, and there are two that roll freely and two that are stationary. And I created a little round, like the hardboard. It's called a hardboard base pad with a nice 2-inch foam, and then to dress it up a little bit, I put a little bit of the gold fringe to match the gold leaf. The glaze actually took down the brightness of the gold leaf, so I like that. And I think it all goes together well with the fabric. I had just enough fabric to get that finished. Yeah, and it's cute. This is not attached. What I did was, I won't remove it, but I put a piece of that non-skid, um, it's almost like a shelf liner. It's like a rubbery shelf liner, and I put that in there so it doesn't really move. If you sat on it, it won't slide, but if you want to, you can lift it right up. Yep, and so that's all free. I did glue on the fringes, but it's cute. I hope you like it. If you're not subscribed, would you consider subscribing? And I hope you'll give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And yeah, I hope to see you next week. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I wish you all good and beautiful things. Thank you.